All right, it is rare for the President of the United States to intervene in individual commerce, but the fact that he did and ordered all meat plants to stay open during what has been a disrupted supply of meat, about 1/3 of the nation's beef, that in largely the Midwest area, a good chunk of it in Iowa, has kind of been frozen in place because of all these problems with workers getting the coronavirus at a number of facilities, not only there, but in South Dakota and other states as well. Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds is with us right now. Governor, good to have you back. How did you feel with the president's order to get these operations open?
Yeah, well, thank you, Neil. It's great to be with you again. I appreciate the order that he put in place, and we're collectively working with our processing plants. We've been in constant communication with over 40 of our manufacturers and processing plants to make sure that we're working with them to do, additional testing, to make sure that they have the PPE, to make sure that they're doing, putting all of the efforts in place to make sure that they're protecting their workforce as well, so that we can keep the supply of food moving throughout the country. Iowa produces 10% of the food supply, and we're a fourth of the processing in the state of Iowa. And so this is a critical and essential workforce and a critical and essential work production capability. And so we're working in tandem to make sure that we can keep the food supply chain moving and keeping America fed.
That workforce, though, many of them are very nervous. Even Tyson Foods earlier on had said that it was only going to keep about 20% of its facilities open before this presidential order. A lot of those workers feel that they're being forced to go back under dangerous conditions, are they?
Yeah, so this is why I think the testing has really been critical to this, and we have done a significant amount of testing just in the last week working with our facilities. We've tested over 7,500, the diagnostic testing of the employees, and then as well as we've done the serology testing with over 5,000, and we have scheduled 12,000 tests of both the diagnostic and the serology testing over the next week and a half. And this really gives the employees, I think, the confidence that they need to feel safe in returning back to work with the proper PPE, as well as the conditions in the facility. And they're doing a lot of that. They're doing the testing as they come in to check the temperature. They're making sure that they have the PPE. They're doing as much separation and social distancing as possible. But really, I think our ability to get in there and work with the facilities and do the testing to really identify and understand the scope of the virus and the virus activity that's taking place in the facility, so we can identify who's positive, isolate them, get them on a road to recovery, identify who's testing negative, and maybe separate the two, separate the workforce in order to really protect those that have not tested positive. So that's really been a critical component, I think, of us continuing to get the facilities up and going and to keep them up and processing as we move through this pandemic.
You are opening slowly other parts of the state, I believe restaurants first off, albeit at 50% capacity. I think salons, large gatherings, amusement parks put off until at least the middle of May. Is that where things stand now?
Yes, it does. So we're opening up. We've eased restrictions in 77 of our counties, and we're seeing about 88 to 90% of our positivity cases in the 22 counties that will remain under the higher level of restrictions. And that's phase one. So we've opened up at 50% capacity restaurants, retails, fitness centers, malls. And then in phase two, we hope to take a look at salons and barbershops and continuing to open up and bring more businesses back on. In Iowa, we had over 80% of our workforce that was essential work, that qualified under essential workforce. And so we had a relatively small amount of businesses that were shut down, but still it's had a tremendous impact on our small businesses. And so we want to make sure that we're opening them back up, but doing it in a safe and responsible manner. And Iowans are responsible. They're practicing personal responsibility as well as our businesses. And so we're going to continue to look at the data, monitor the virus activity. We're able to do that by from a statewide perspective to a county perspective, right down to a community and a zip code, so we can be targeted in our approach as we begin to reopen Iowa and bring our economy back online.
Governor, thank you very, very much.